Hello everyone. In this playlist, I'll be explaining you how to get data from social media websites. Uh, so, why do we need social media data? So, like for example, when a organization is releasing a product, so they'll be posting that particular product related features in their own social media page. So, so to do some analytics on that particular data and get some insights to know how is the public response on that particular product, we need data from social media websites. So in this particular video, I'll be covering how to get data from Facebook, that too with a lifetime access token. So the current process where you get the access token is limited to 60 minutes. That means the access token that you get from the current process will expire after 60 minutes. So you actually need to manually generate another access token and put that particular access token in the code and get the data. So with the process uh, that we follow here in this video, you can actually eliminate this manual process and get the data continuously from the Facebook, that with a lifetime access token. So to get this particular access token and get the data from Facebook, first of all, you need to create an app. Then using that app, you need to get the access token, and then using that access token, you can get the data. So now let's learn how to create a Facebook app. For that, you actually need a Facebook account. Then after, you actually need to log into developers.facebook.com. So this page, developers.facebook.com docs app register. Here, click on create new Facebook app. Then it actually asks you like on which platform you're planning to create a Facebook app. As of now, I'll be going with a website. Now I'll be giving some name here. Test, create new Facebook app ID. You need to choose the category. So once you create your app in Facebook, you get the details like what is your app ID, what is your app secret. So here I need to provide my password to get the app secret. So once you get these details, what you need to do is get the access token. So now we have actually created our Facebook app, and the thing that we need to learn is how to get the access token using that particular app. So now let's go to developers.facebook.com tools explorer. Once you click on tools and support, you get this graph API explorer. So here you can actually drop down and click on apps that you create, and using which app you need an access token you need to mention. So I'll be going with an app that I have created already. Here you need to select the app that you want be used to get an access token. So once I click on get user access token, I'll be getting I'll be getting a pop-up asking for the permissions. So here these are the data permissions and these are extended permissions. Likewise, like once you give permissions like user about me, using that access token you can actually get the data related to uh, about me page of that particular page. And the same like user actions, music, user birthday, user, if you want user friend list, you can actually provide the permissions in this way. As of now, I'll be just getting the access token for user posts and user likes and user status. Okay, click on get access token, so you get an access token here. So now we have learned how to get the access token. So now what we can learn is using that particular access token, how can we connect to Facebook and get the data from there. So now we are ready with our app related ID and secret code, and also our access token, right? So you actually need to write a C# program where, so this will be the C# program, and to eliminate the proxy uh, permissions, I'm actually writing this like this code: web client FB access is equal to new web client, and I mean actually I'm connecting to my proxy default credentials and getting the data. So these kind of settings will be helpful when you are in a uh, private network. I mean, if you are in a public network, you don't need to write this particular code. And as I said you, using this video, we can actually get a lifetime access token, right? So for that, what we need to do is, I mean, the process is like, so using this particular URL, you can actually get a uh, new access token every time. That means, so here I have got an access token, right? So I'll be taking this access token and placing it over here, FB access token in this place, and my client ID and client secret will be getting from here. So this is my client ID and this is my client secret. This is also called app ID and app secret. So those details, if you place here, you actually get another access token. So what happens is, next time when you're executing the program, you actually need the access token that got expired, and that needs to be placed over here, so that again you will be getting a new access token. And for the next time, again the expired access token should be placed here, so again you will be getting a new access token. So then after, what I'm doing is I'm actually trimming those things. So let's see how we'll be getting our new access token. Let me place this over my browser. So when I click here, I'll be getting the access token in this way. So access token is equals to the new access token, and also at the end you'll be getting ampersand expires is equals to in these seconds. So to eliminate all those and get only the access token, what I've done is I've actually trimmed those the initial 13 characters and the last 16 characters. Then after, what I'm doing is I'm giving that particular access token to this particular URL. So what happens if you give the access token to this particular URL? So let's take the newly created access token and place it over here. And one more thing, what you need to observe is uh, this one. What is this is the page ID. Like for example, if you open a page, you get an ID of that is the URL. For example, uh, so if you see this profile, like IGT, you got an ID here, right? So this needs to be placed over here. So in my case, the ID that I've given is for Informatica page. So when I click here, I get the data, the Facebook data. So what all they have posted. For example, if you see, I mean, this is a JSON format where you can actually, you know, I mean, read it and place it in a user readable mode using your C# program, and also open source JSON DLL. So if you observe this first tags, what it says is the user, I mean the page has posted a post with message H, which is created on this particular time, and the ID of that particular post. So if you see the second tag, the message is like this one, and the posted time this is, and the ID of that particular post. So these kind of details you'll be getting using that particular access token. Then after, what I'm doing is I'm just passing that data that I'm getting in JSON format to like JObject, which is an object of JSON DLL. So there I'm actually reading data. So once I pass that to data, so what I'm doing is data I of ID. So this is in a loop. Now my current value of I is 0. That means what I'm doing is data 0 of ID, then data 0 of message, and data 0 of created time. That means data 0 of message is H, data 0 of created time is this one, data 0 of ID is this one. So this is the index. 0 is the index for first post, 1 is the index for the second post. In that way you can actually read each and every post line by line. So once given, I'll be getting, actually I've redirected all my files that are created to this particular location. So let's execute this. So once we execute this, we actually got a file created over here. So once you open this, you can see the data is read in a proper way. Like this is my post ID, and this is my message, and this is the creator time of that particular post. And if you see the second one, this is my post ID, and this is the message that we have got. So the reason why it's actually in the new line is because there are new line characters for this particular post. What you can do is you can just replace the new line characters using the C# code. So that will be in a particular only in the single line. And also now here you have got the creator time of that particular post. So in this way you can actually uh, uh, read the JSON data that you have got from Facebook and uh, put it in a comma separated or a pipe separated file for an easy analytics. So using this, what I can also get the data on the number of likes, number of comments, and also you can create your own algorithm to read a particular comment and judge whether that particular comment is a positive comment or a negative comment. So in this way you can actually create the data, get the data from Facebook and use it for your own analytics. I'll be pasting all these URLs that are needed and also the code that it needs to get the data from Facebook in the description part. Uh, Hope you have liked the video. Uh, if yes, please click on the like button, and also to know more about how to get data from YouTube, Google Plus, and Twitter, please subscribe my channel, and you will have the new uh, notification when there are new videos posted on this particular playlist. Thanks for watching this video.